It's v.h.s.x. What do you mean?
Alright everybody, welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're going to be doing another reaction discussion video that was suggested by one of you guys in the Discord community. So shout out to Link Trap for suggesting this topic. And this video is from SaltNest, titled Behavior Officially Killed Wesker, patch 9.5.0, Dead by Daylight. Now, the funny part is about this whole thing is that I actually did predict that this would happen quite literally before the patch actually came out, and this was actually in a previous video where I said that they were going to quite literally nerf this killer. I knew it was coming. They had stated that it was simply just a bug fix, and they were trying to fix like the game breaking issues that were happening, well, supposedly game breaking at least. But they were trying to fix the issues that were in place that were causing like a bit of some issues that made the game a little bit ridiculous. It had something to do with like floating, or like certain vaults not working, or like maybe people getting like trapped and stuff. And they were trying to fix that, and inevitably, as we saw from a different video that I covered, they did obviously end up nerfing Wesker pretty badly. Now, I was told that it got reverted. I was told that it wouldn't actually be the case, that it was going to be changed. It wasn't going to be like that. But then now we're having a video that just released that is literally covering the fact that it is indeed still nerfed. So that's when I have to start to wonder, why that may be the case, and to also say, just like I've said before, they called me a madman, and yet here we are. So let's actually get into what changes were actually added that caused the nerf to occur.
Patch in today's patch. So let's get into it. I'm not gonna waste any time. I'll see y'all in the game. Alright guys, I'm gonna showcase what they did right. So first things first, what they did right was the bounce. Like the bound they did was fine. They reverted that. That's completely fine. That's great. Because before on the PTB you weren't able to bounce like that. And now, they fixed that. That's great. Hug techs are still a thing. You can still hug tech, although it feels quite strange. It's still the same, but it kind of feels a little weird.
So as you heard right there, from somebody who I'm assuming mains Wesker, is stating that it is kind of the same, with at least with the bounce thing, and also the hug techs do feel a little bit off. Which I kind of knew was going to happen in that sense, because this has happened before with even like other changes, like with Oni. He just felt completely off. And I mean, sure, he's still playable now, but I'm pretty sure a lot of Oni players had to readjust. And in this case, even Blight was like a whole different ball game entirely, where he just completely felt like a completely different killer, and we had to adjust for that as well. And now Wesker is unfortunately receiving this treatment. And this is just sort of a symptom of how the game kind of is nowadays. A lot of these characters that kind of need buffs are actually just kind of being nerfed, which is really strange.
But yeah, you can still hug tech. However, I'm going to show what they did do, which absolutely killed him. But yeah, I don't think you can true Bluetooth anymore. I'm not sure. I'm gonna see if I can true Bluetooth. I don't know if it's because of my timings, but... Okay, you can still true Bluetooth. Okay, that's good to know. Now I'm going to showcase what they killed about Wesker. So previously, before, you were able to flick all in one motion. But now, if you try and use Wesker, if you try and flick as far right as possible or far left, no matter what he does, no matter what you do, he will always hand reset. So I'm gonna be. This is what it looks like when you spam. I'm spamming the trigger bound while going to the right. You saw that? You saw that right there on the left? His hand went up, which is a little bit of like a buffer or like a delay, which makes it so that he kind of has to go like this and
Oh.
has a little, like, literally one.
At first I didn't see it, but when he did it again, I started to notice a little bit of stiffness that kind of popped up there. I'll try to play it again if maybe you can see it from there, and I'll try to slow it down if needed, but it does look a little off. Let's see if I can like lower the speed a little so we can kind of take a look at it. But as you're gonna see right here, like you see kind of like it like jittered there a little bit. I'm gonna rewind it again. It kind of jittered a little, like where it's like it kind of like didn't let him, you know, keep turning. So like it kind of stopped, and then it kind of stops, and then because he's holding the stick to the right, then it'll turn. But that's only until that the bound is done that's happening. So that I think is definitely not ideal for Wesker. I mean, Wesker's already pretty weak in my opinion, so like I can't even imagine like what this change is gonna do to a lot of the Wesker mains.
And has a little, like, literally 1 or 2 millisecond leeway in between bounds, which can really feel awful. So if you wanna, it just feels super awful. Let me show another example. So if I want to go to the left, this is what it looks like. You see that?
It looks a little like jittery. I don't know if it's just me, like maybe I'm like I play this game too much, but it looks a little jittery to me, and I think that might affect Wesker's lethality over time. You know what I mean? It sounds kind of crazy, like, you know, a lot of casuals who just like click and play and do whatever the hell they do with Wesker, and then they just kind of, you know, do their thing for fun. They may not notice it, but for the veterans, they're probably gonna be like, whoa, like this is not like ideal. And this is also why I just never played Wesker on console or even using controller, because I was like, yo, I cannot sit here and just play basic dash Wesk and trying to get downs like this when people like this character's very old, people know how to counter it. Like I'm like, nah. Like and I still haven't played him even now because I'm like it's just why, like I don't really see the point, you know. He's very power crept by a lot of characters. At that point I'd rather just play Blight, like, because I mean at least the ability works similarly but better. But let's continue.
See how it like it stutters like in between the bound?
It jitters,
like right before
it stutters, I mean, yeah.
Like the first dash even ends. Now this is awful. It feels horrible. It feels horrible to flick. It just feels,
it looks kind of weird. Like, did you see that? It
horrible.
Looks kind of weird.
It feels horrible to flick.
Yeah, like he's not turning. He's just like slowly gliding the camera, which is really weird.
It just feels terrible. Now, with that being said, this removed 90% of Wesker's text. They're still somewhat possible, but it just feels super awkward. Let's say you want to go for an insta-hug, for example. Let's say you want to insta-hug this forklift. Right? And you try and do it.
Oh.
It feels super awkward. Did you see that? It like stuttered in between the bound.
That's what I was kind of thinking when looking at the footage, was like, I think this might have like deeply affect a lot of the text and changes and things like that, and the muscle memory and everything. And I don't know if that pretty much means that the texts are gone. I mean, he's stating that the texts are pretty much gone because of it, and that probably is true. I think that might end up being the case, because you can have the two main texts that just hug tech and the little bounce thing. Okay, cool. That's it, I think. And this is something that I constantly had mentioned previously. Like, people thought that, oh, they said they were going to revert it. Like, nah, I already seen this happen, man. I've seen this before. I know how behavior is when they come down to changing the text and changing the things. I already know how it goes. They're just going to completely change the character. Even with a small change, it completely destroys the character in the blink of an eye. And I think that this footage, you know, pretty much is kind of showing us that this is actually the case. Because, and this is only just making me not want to play the character even more now. Like, I will never play this character now. Like, at this point, I'll maybe get the achievement, like the adept, you know what I mean, for you guys on stream, but to main this character, nope. Like, I'm good. Like, because all the work all the work that you're gonna put in could get changed in the blink of an eye. I'm like, nah, I'm good.
It just feels so awful. Everyone's complaining about this, and for good reason.
Yeah. Why does it look like that?
It just feels horrible. And if you wanted to do an Insta Bluetooth, it looks like this now.
Ooh.
Like, I did the Insta Bluetooth, but it just feels so weird.
I wish we had like in-match examples so that we could kind of like see it a little bit better. I don't know if that's included in the video, but at least from what I can tell, it's very subtle if you haven't really played much Wesker. But I've used to watch a lot of like, you know, Wesker mains like just going for these crazy shots just casually. And I haven't seen him since, obviously, and then now this comes out and I'm like, yeah, like GG's for Wesker players. I probably won't even try to play the character that much. I might like maybe level them up on the side, because as a Resident Evil fan, but I don't think I could be playing him if it's like this, like, because then all the cool stuff is gone. So like, what am I really striving for? You know what I mean? Just like, I'm just gonna be clicking everywhere and just playing Dash Andy. Like, that's just kind of boring to me, at least to me. But let me know, those of you that are watching this that maybe Wesker mains, let me know if this, like, if you've experienced this, if this is actually going to destroy the character or not. I need to hear from people that are actually like experienced, as well as you guys that are just watching this, trying to kind of learn more about the game and understanding like what happened with Wesker. Here we are, right? I want to hear what you guys think, of course, in the comments section. Hit the like and the sub. If you really want to support, you can become a member on YouTube or Patreon. I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, let's go ahead and read off these wonderful members. We got Patreon, Crow Vader. All my YouTube members, Brando, Evil Blade, Cap Courteous, WTF You're Not J-Lo, Evil Peach, Cargan Falcon, Dole Whip, Noxus, Zero Mocker, Jack, Christian, and Crow Vader. Really appreciate you guys supporting, man. And if you also subbed on Twitch, just know that you got love coming your way too. Appreciate you guys, man.